a miracle, the last functioning hospital that just never leaves? Because I've been hearing about the IDF going out and attacking Gaza's last functioning hospital basically since this war started. How many last functioning ones do you have? It's either functioning or not.
Let's see if you can teach you how to read. Israel airstrike destroys part of the last fully functioning hospital in Gaza City. Since you've been talking about the conflict for so long, I thought you would know that Gaza has multiple cities. Gaza City is one of 5 territories in Gaza. Now let's look at the headlines you brought. Israeli incursion could halt Rafah's last functional hospital. This is Rafah, the south, and it's saying it could halt. This is a potential. Fire ripped through one of Gaza's last hospitals. So this isn't the last, but one of them was on fire, which is really bad because there's not that many hospitals left. IDF hit North Gaza's last functional hospital. Remember, North Gaza is one of 5 of the territories. One of Gaza's last functional hospitals. One of, and they evacuated. Here it wasn't destroyed yet. Also, a hospital can be struck more than once. This hospital had the parking lot struck earlier in the war. This time, part of the building itself was destroyed and it lost a lot of its function. This hospital, believe it or not, is still functional, although it lost some function. So it can be struck again, and it again will be the last hospital in Gaza City, which is not to be mistaken for the entirety of Gaza, because again, Gaza City is one of 5 territories in Gaza. Again, same thing with this hospital where fire ripped through it. Since it's damaged and not completely destroyed, it can be struck again and it will make news again. And this one that's talking about the potential of Rafah's last functioning hospital, if it gets struck, it's going to make the news that this hospital got struck. And if it gets struck again, it will make the news that Rafah's last functioning hospital got destroyed, or struck, or burnt, or whatever happened. And again, there are 5 different territories, and a hospital can be struck more than once before it's destroyed. Notice how it says part of the last fully functioning hospital in Gaza City. It's still going to be functioning after this, and it can be struck again, and innocent babies are going to die, which is why it's worth making news. And things like this don't even include the last functioning cancer hospital in Gaza, or the last functioning hospital with a NICU in Gaza, or the last major hospital, because there's a huge difference between like a major hospital skyscraper versus like a clinic. And it's important to point these things out, because saying that this is the last functioning cancer hospital means that cancer patients after this can't get treatment. If the ones in Gaza City gets destroyed, then the people in Gaza City can't get treatment. If the ones in northern Gaza gets destroyed, then the people in North Gaza can't get treatment. And there are half and quarter and parts of millions of people in each of these parts of Gaza. 2.3 million people divided into 5 territories is about 450,000, or about 500,000 people in each of these territories. Taking the last hospital out of that area cuts off 500,000 people from care. And even a strike that destroys part of it destroys part of access to care for 500,000 people. That is why they emphasize the last of that city, or the last of that territory, or the last fully functioning when they're partially functioning ones, because we need fully functioning hospitals. Most of the hospitals that are working out in Gaza are working with like 3 rooms out, and the other half of the hospitals collapsed, or the other half has no electricity. Babies are dying, and people have cancer, and people need dialysis, and people need medicine, and people are bleeding out, and amputations and cauterizations and reattaching limbs and amputations. I think the bigger problem is you trying to dismiss genuine atrocities rather than speak about people who are genuinely dying in these hospitals. So much for caring about Palestinian kids like you do Israeli kids.